So I actually paid more for the tickets than what I remembered. I paid, Lord have mercy, and I start crying. It happened so fast. Hey you guys, welcome back to the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube. Oh my God, I met Michelle Obama. And I'm like, I don't even know that it's like fully like dawned on me that I met the first. See, I'm tongue-tied now. Like, I was like this. Michelle Obama looked me in my face. She's seen me before. If I were to run into her again, she might be like, remember that time? Probably not, but Michelle Obama has seen my face, and we're gonna do a story time about how I came to meet her, what it was like. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Okay, so let me give you the background story. So I, like many Michelle Obama fans, I follow her on Instagram and Twitter, but I'm mostly on Instagram. And I knew that she was coming out with her new book, Becoming, and I saw that she was coming out with a book tour. And I also saw that she was going to be in New York, in Brooklyn, at the Barclays Center. I think the date was December 9th. So I was like, look, I got to get these tickets. Like, that's it. I got to get these tickets. So there was what do you call it? There was a special code they were only going to give to certain people. So I signed up for whatever, like, I don't know, fan site or whatever. I don't know. I signed up for something so that I would get this code so that I can get early tickets. So it turns out I did not get the code. The day that the tickets went on sale, I was like trying everything, like, oh my God, I have an American Express. Can my American Express give me a code? Like, I was just like out here like, yo man, I gotta see Michelle Obama. So after about like, I don't know, maybe like 5-10 minutes, maybe even less than that, the ticket sold out. I was like, well, you know what? I'm not going to be able to meet Michelle Obama or at least be in the same room with her. So womp womp, there's that. So I think I was filming that day and I got a text while I was filming and I assumed it was from one of my friends. So I didn't check it right away. Then when I actually checked it up, it said that they added another date and here's a link that you can buy. So when I tell you, I was like in like... I was getting in formation, like, ooh, like Voltron, like, yo, I was in formation. I was transforming to make sure that I got those tickets. So when I went in, I picked the best seats, like, possible, I think. So it popped up that I was able to get into the meet and greet portion of the book signing, as well as, like, some really good, not front row, because I didn't check text quickly enough, but second row seats. So I'm like, all right, boom, that's it. Didn't even look at the price of anything yet, or the date really. I was just like, oh, the show was December 9th. The next show is probably going to be like December 10th or December 11th. I'm free. Like, and even if I'm not free, I can make myself free. It's Michelle Obama. So, didn't look at the date, didn't really look at the price until like the price showed up and that mess said. So I actually paid more for the tickets than what I remembered. I paid, Lord have mercy, $2,788 on these tickets. Now, mind you, 2018 was good to me. Because 2017 was a mess. Because this is 2017, I would have had to been outside the Barclays Center like, what's up, Michelle Obama? In 2017, I probably would have like barely been able to get like a nosebleed ticket. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. So I had the cash in my bank account, but at the same time, I was like, wait a minute. I just upgraded to a new American Express where if I spend, I think they said like $2,000 within the first 3 months of upgrading, that they'll give you 25,000 miles. So I was like, yo, this is a perfect opportunity to put a $2,000 plus purchase on my Amex. So I'm like, okay, now mind you, they only give you like maybe 5 to 7 minutes or whatever it is. It's less than 10 minutes, I think, or maybe less than like 12 minutes to get yourself situated and buy these tickets. And I was not about to let this go, right? So I quickly, and thank goodness when you pay your American Express bill online, it clears it right away. So you have that available credit right away. So I put the payment on my card because I didn't have quite enough available credit, but I had it in cash, you know? So I paid the card for the amount of the ticket, and then I purchased the ticket. I don't even know how I happened to do this, but I was like in like tunnel vision, like it was gonna happen. I was getting these tickets, right? So at the same time, I'm also thinking like, should I be spending this much money on tickets? And I don't know. But then I'm like, but it's Michelle Obama. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. YOLO. I took a deep breath and I hit that submit button and I had my ticket. So I get it. I'm like, whew. I text one of my friends like, yo, you will not believe what I just did and how much money I spent on these tickets. Every friend that I spoke to was like, yo, YOLO. So I was like, all right, YOLO. However, when I got the ticket confirmation and looked at the date, it was not December 10th. It was not December 11th. It was December 19th, which was the same date that I booked a flight to go to Georgia for the holidays. So I was like, ah! Thankfully though, because you know how expensive it can be to switch a flight around, and I'm like, yo man, I just forked over $2,788 to meet the first lady, like, what else am I gonna have to do? But thankfully, and it's funny because I almost always buy my flights directly from the airline because, like, you know, sometimes when you buy from these third-party sites, sometimes they just mess you up, and the airline is just like, nah, you shouldn't have been a cheap ass and just book through us and spend extra money or whatever. Thankfully, it was within 24 hours of buying the ticket, and Priceline has that 24-hour grace period where you can cancel without having to pay any fees. Whew, thank goodness for that. So I was able to cancel that without any money, but then when I went to buy the new ticket to leave on the 20th, the prices were much higher. So now my $200 round trip ticket wound up being over $300, and I got booked on a struggle flight because that was the only way that I was going to be able to, you know, get a ticket that wasn't like exorbitant. And a struggle flight, I wound up being in the middle seat. My flight left at 6 a.m. in New York and got to Atlanta at 8:30 or 8 o'clock or something like that in the morning. But anyway, neither here nor there, I met Michelle Obama. So the day comes, and the funny thing is, before, like, I bought the tickets, I think, in September. And, like, after I bought the ticket, I started crying because I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to meet Michelle Obama. Then, like, a week after, I might have been, like, either watching something Michelle Obama did on social media or something on TV or whatever, and I cried again, like, oh my God, I'm going to meet Michelle Obama. Like, wow. And then I started thinking, like, oh my God, like, what if Barack Obama trails along and I get like a 2-for-1, you know? Of course that didn't happen. So every time it's close to when I'm getting ready to travel, like a gazillion things happen. So there were so many last minute deadlines that I had to reach. So I really didn't have time to plan anything out. But luckily I had an outfit that I had recently wore for a shoot that I was like, you know, let me just put this on. So I get there, I get to the Barclays Center, I'm like scouring this email because they give you like special instructions on where you need to stand, what you need to do, what to expect, yada yada. So I'm walking to this line, and then there's all of these beautiful people standing outside waiting to get in, and everybody's like smiling. And see, that's one thing that I love, because you know there's certain things where like if you're a fan of someone and that person exudes positivity, more than likely the people that are fans of that person also exude positivity. So that was really great to walk towards. So you get in, and then you go through the first set of security, and then you go and you get like your wristband and stuff like that. So you walk in, they do all of the security and stuff like that, and they take you to this other area where you stand on another line again. So there was a lot of standing and waiting online. So I'm just like observing the people, making small talk with people, because honey, I make friends wherever I go, okay? They had us online for a while. Oh, what I forgot to tell you is before you get on the final line where you're just about to meet Michelle, the line before that was a line to check all of your things, like everything, your phone, your bags, your coats, everything. The only thing that you had in your hand was a piece of paper that had your name and your wristband. That's it. As the line was starting to move, that we were finally up at the front, and then so they have her in this thing. You can't see her unless you are inside this thing. So they build like this tent. So I'm getting hot. So they have us in what I think is maybe like a private basketball court. Like, I guess maybe when they have basketball games going on and this is where they practice. So they had us in this kind of room, and then they created this like tent, this white tent, and it was kind of pretty big where the meet and greet happened. So as you get closer to the tent, you can kind of see like it looked well lit, even though you can't really see what's inside the tent. You can kind of see the lights, and it's like really well lit inside there. So as I'm getting closer and closer, like I'm like getting nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to meet Michelle Obama. So when I walked in, I kid you not, I was like, this is exactly what walking into heaven is like, because the room was just, it had all of these white curtains. They kind of seemed like if you think about it, it kind of felt like clouds. The lighting in there was just so like beautiful. Like, you know, like those, you know, YouTubers that have like millions upon millions of subscribers and they invest in like all the lights that like, it seemed like they had those kind of lights. It was very nice. Then they have, like, when you get in there, there's maybe like 3 or 4 people ahead of you who have already met Michelle, and she's talking to them, and I'm just like, first, whew, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. There's like a little table on the side with tissues, and I'm like, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna need one of those tissues. So when it was just about to be my turn, I was like, let me take a tissue, dry my eyes from now, and then like they gave her the card with my name, and she's like, well, hey, beautiful, and I was just. And the thing is, it's like, it happened so fast, but I just remember saying to her, thank you so much for being you. Like, I hadn't prepared anything that I wanted to say to her because I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And to be honest with you, if I was thinking about preparing anything to say to her, I would have made myself more nervous. When I get nervous, my stomach, I get the bubble guts. I would have bubble gutted in front of the first lady, and we don't need that. So when I tell you, like, oh my God. Like, I was like, I'm meeting Michelle Obama. She's tall. She had on heels. We might be close to the same height because I'm 5'9", and I had on the Uggs, which don't have any heel at all. And she wasn't that much taller than me. Well, we'll see in the pictures because I don't even, we'll see in the picture. But she's tall. She's gorgeous. They take the picture, and I'm like mad stiff. But then the guy was like, your eyes were closed, we need to take one again. Of course my eyes were closed. And thank God that he's looking, because like, if I would have paid $2,788 for a picture and my eyes are closed, I would have been pissed. But I would have still been happy that I had the experience, but I would have been pissed. So Michelle goes, oh, we just get to spend a little bit more time. And I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, I don't even know what I said to her. I remember everything she said. I can barely remember what I said. But, so we take the picture, and then I leave, and as I'm walking out of the cloud heaven room, I'm walking back into like the small private gym area, and I start crying. It happened so fast, but then it had finally hit me like, oh my God, I met Michelle Obama. Like, it didn't even feel real. So after that, you wait in the line to collect all your belongings, and then you go into the VIP reception area where they had, you know, refreshments and food, and then you sit there and you wait until the show starts, and then, you know, the show starts, you get to your seat. I had a second row seat. The show finally started.
I'm an ordinary person who found herself on an extraordinary journey. In sharing my story, I hope to help create space for other stories and other voices.
Michelle Obama.
And here she comes, and you guys have seen the boots, because those boots, I believe, went viral once those pictures hit the internet. Those boots were, I mean, they looked amazing in the photos. You can imagine how much more amazing they looked in person. I was just like in awe. Like, I'm like this, like I'm sitting inches away from, well, not inches, but feet away from Michelle Obama.
Mark and I spent 8 years trying to operate in complete perfection because we didn't feel like we had a margin for error. And our entire staff had to perform at that level, which, you know, we were used to, you know, because oftentimes when you're the first or the only, the bar shifts a lot, right? It's always shifting and moving. You know, the bar gets set, you meet it, you exceed it, they move the bar. And we're watching that right now. The bar just swinging around.
Is the
bar made of fluid? I don't know.
It was just absolutely amazing. Worth every single penny. I would do it again. Like, Barack needs to do a book tour or something, so I'm just gonna have to get my coins together from now to save up, because I definitely, and it's funny too, because being a blogger for so long, I have done so many and got to meet so many amazing people that I would have never have guessed that I would been able to meet. So, and if you've ever read the book The Secret, I like swear by that. Basically, The Secret is talking things into existence. I am a firm believer of talking things into existence. And while the Obamas were in the White House, I had my blog. So, and through all that time, like, I would see other bloggers getting to go to the White House. A lot of my friends who were in the media, they would get to go to the White House and see them. And I'd be like, oh my God. Like, I'd say to myself, like, talk it into existence. I'm going to meet them one day. So much of this stuff came true. But the funny thing is, and I was just making a joke about this today on my Insta stories, and the fact that I've had love on my vision board for like the last 3 years and it didn't come true. But, you know, I trust in the universe. But what's funny is I have this picture of Barack and Michelle with this love here, thinking that what I wanted was like that kind of relationship. But the universe brought me Michelle Obama. Isn't that crazy? Oh my God. So a lot of times, like, you might ask for something and it might manifest in another way that might be even more beneficial to you. I mean, I'm sure I still find me some love or whatever, because, you know, I got love for my family, for myself, from, you know, all over. So it'll happen when it's supposed to, but I just thought that was really, really, really amazing. And then when I got to, then they had the pictures in the gallery. Like, you had to wait like maybe a day or two after the show ended, because, you know, the person's got to put the photos up and all that other stuff. And there was a lot of people. I would say there was probably about 200 people within the VIP reception. So, you know, it took a day or two or so for them to have the photos up in the gallery. So I get mine. I don't love my picture because I feel like after I saw people were like posing, doing like the Charlie's Angels and posing and whatnot with the First Lady. And I was like, dang, I wish I could have done that. Because my picture's not horrible. It's just like, I'm gonna post it anyway because I paid $2,788 to meet her, and I will cherish it. I will probably get that picture printed and framed because I paid $2,788. But I do wish if I got to do it over again. And the thing is, it's like, she's so playful, she's so fun, she's so relatable to so many people. And just seeing that, I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have, you know, had like a cooler picture, but whatever. I got to meet Michelle Obama, and I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like special. Like, oh my God, like, wow, Michelle Obama. All right, so I've talked and talked and talked and talked throughout this video, and it's your turn. So leave me a comment. Have you ever met Michelle Obama? Would you like to meet Michelle Obama? What famous people have you met, or which famous people would you love to meet? Let me know in the comments, and follow me on social. Anyway, I have done enough talking. I will see you fine folks in my next video. Bye guys.